The fire burning red in a Georgia representing if it comes hard here. You know. Big up Kidaki, Buxton Massive. Hey Babylon boy, you going like you like come son. Red. Comes hard your son. You burn this wine when no want you shine. The tree of life, them no want you climb, cause them heart no kind. Comes I say them heart no kind. Buxton Massive, Kidaki, Red Hat.
Never Joe, never Joe, never Joe. Oh, money, never money, never money, money, never money, money. I know what you can have in money, money, never money, never money, money, never money, money. You can keep, you can have in money. When you've been knocked for a bum morning, tell me morning. Now because you money, all you hustle for tell me morning.
Yes, morning, neighbor.
Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, I know what you can even morning. Neighbor, neighbor, joker. Neighbor, neighbor, joker. Neighbor, neighbor, joker. That's all the money that me walk for. A 2 pound note and a kill the piece. A 2 pound note and a kill the piece. A 2 pound note and a kill the piece. This is all the money that me walk for.
I said, morning, neighbor.
Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, I know what you can have in morning.
Oh, Joseph.
Well, I invoke the WP's position that we are engaging in civil disobedience and non-cooperation with the government. And on that grounds, I refuse to participate in the interview. The question in struggle, is not personal. Whatever sacrifice as a political activist or a political leader you have to make for your people, you have to make it.
Guyana and Guyanese, at home and abroad. Tune in to Guyanese Morning Time, hosted by Kadaki Amsterdam, where the sun always shines. Guyanese Morning Time, the people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. We rise up early morning watching Comes TV, where wisdom and knowledge, yes, it is the key. Exposing corruptions over land and sea, where the wicked politicians they try to trick me. Guyana is a land for everybody. With 6 races should live in harmony. Is one set of people getting aisle money. Is one set of people doing the thievery. Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. This is a program that you all can see. Sharing your views and your integrity. Like it, comment and share it all around. Pass it to your neighbor, safe and sound. A sad situation going on in this town. The voice of the people is getting trampled down. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, which has ordained me to sing. I sing Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, fooling the people. You promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. Stop fooling people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. I say Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. They got Breakford, Bork and Mark Benchcop. David Hines and Kadaki Amsterdam. Sherrod Duncan, Nigel London. Normal Brown and Gavin Matthews. Big up Paslow Port People Governor. Simona Brooms, Robin Simpson. Hampton Green and Winston Jordan. And yes, we can go right on and on. Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again.
The relatives and friends of young Wyndham Bacchus, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of our in Boston, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of Peter Headley, they deserve justice.
And so when we say that Guyana is an apartheid state, we have the evidence to show.
life treated you yesterday, and so on and so forth. Those are things I want to know. How many of you attended, virtually or otherwise, the annual UC Symposium held last evening at the Tipperary Hall? We're going to talk about it just now, but welcome to the program. I trust that you are reinvigorated, you're re-energized, you are optimistic. Yeah, optimism is a good thing, right? Optimism versus pessimism. I prefer optimism. I hope you're optimistic going forward, because optimism gives hope, and if we keep hope alive, then we keep dreams alive. And my dream is to see a better Guyana. A Guyana where all of its people can stand together and say, well, we are enjoying the patrimony of our nation. We are enjoying the fruits of the labors of our ancestors. And we're not going to shed each other. We are not going to have to shed each other's blood to get that enjoyment. That's my dream. I'm hoping that, I'm praying that that is the Guyana I will be able to live in a few mornings from now. And definitely my next generation will be able to live in, and their generation. A Guyana where one group of people doesn't seek to dominate the other, but where we see each other in the eyes of humanity, and we recognize that, together we can be strong, together we can build a nation, together we can respect each other. That's the kind of Guyana I want us to have. Mark Phillips, Miranda Brown, all the PPP trolls who come here in the morning, the cries of the people are still out there. Water. Guyana's slogan is water is life, save it. I want to edit that slogan to say water is life, provide it. Throughout the land, people are complaining of pool pressure or no water. Pool pressure or no water. You can't say air coming out the pipes. What is happening in this country? 2023, the 11th day of August. People are still going through water woes. People are still going through water woes. This is what, about the second week since I told Miranda to tell Mark Phillips to call Sheikh Bash and have him fix rectify the water problems or the problems at Guyana. I mean, if Sheikh Bash doesn't know what to do, Van West Charles, who I think is immediate past CEO, is good friends with the PPP. Maybe they can give him a consultancy. They can make him an advisor to Van West Charles, to Sheikh Bash. That would be a good payback for being a good Nego. What do you think? Yeah, sometimes when I think about these guys, some of these guys, they're far good in the bracket, the description of Negros, or mulattoes. They got the color. They got the behavioral traits, right? They got all kind of things that, criteria that meet. You meet the requirement for being considered good Negroes. Anyhow, I'm not going to talk too much about that, but just to let Mark Phillips know that he has failed once more to prove to this nation, to prove to the African Guyanese in particular, that he has some kind of authority in the PPP government, that he is respected in the PPP government, that he can speak not only for his people of his ilk, but Guyanese as a whole, and make things happen. I've seen otherwise. A picture tells 1,000 words. Action speaks louder than words. Mark Phillips, you're nothing but a rubber stamp. And I have no apologies for saying that. Good. Polari, Joe, Fisher, Bishop, all they all set a rubber stamp. I can address issues that are mundane to your African Guyanese communities. Nevertheless, it's Free Talk Friday. Let's talk. The lines are opened. Call me Let's Talk, but at the top of the list of talk, I want us to talk about what transpired last night. Last night at Buxton Tipperary Hall, we had in excess of 100 persons attending the annual UC Kwana Emancipation Symposium. We had presentations from Dr. David Hines, Senior Counsel Isaiah Ford, Apostle Nigel London, former Minister Simona Booms, GHK Lal. Yeah, I think the 5 of them. I can't remember if there was anybody else. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Oh, GCOM Commissioner Vincent Alexander, member of the leadership of IPADG, Vincent Alexander, chair of Coffee 250 Bonham Foundation, Vincent Alexander. Right, so we had presentations from about 6 persons on the panel there. Beautiful presentations. Moving presentations. But I want to ask the question now. What happens after? What happens after? You see me as a banner like make dates. And there ain't got no way I get about 100 black people in one place, putting fire in their belly, with all of the great messaging, information, teaching, and just let it walk out of there and go. No. Y'all got to commit to something. Y'all got to commit to something. What were these people committed to at the end of that program last night? I don't know, individually they might have made commitments to join the struggle. But why didn't we have a call to action? And not I said we. I put myself in the melee, in the mix-up. Why didn't we have a call to action? For example, all of you here, let's commit ourselves and go in front of GCOM next week or tomorrow to demand biometrics. Or all of us here, let's go back into our communities and each reach and teach 10. And then bring them in front of GCOM at a date to be announced, or a date that has been decided on, to say to the powers that be, hey, here is the black nation, we want biometrics. You see, I know sometimes you quietly criticize me. I criticize people so I can live with criticism. I criticize people openly so I can deal with either open criticism or closed door criticism. Why is Kidaki always, or a whole lot of time, seemingly on the attack when it comes to black leadership and what they do? Because in hindsight, many times when I sit back and I analyze them, I say, you know what? These folks ain't doing enough. They're just doing enough to say that they're doing. Was it enough to bring more than 100 persons together, perhaps about 140, 150, 120, but definitely more than 100 persons, because I know all of the chairs were filled and there were at least 100 chairs. Talk to them, put fire in their belly, educate them, and then lose them to go right back into the land of tameness. What story is this here? Huh? We ain't get no commitment from these people. We didn't say let's go and protest. We didn't say let's organize. We didn't say what. We didn't get people to come and sign up for anything, put a name to anything. So what's the next step? That we've just spoken to more than 100. In fact, I'm saying more than 100, but we have just spoken to about 600. People of African ancestry and well-wishers and supporters of what we're doing. Because while we had over 100 at the physical venue, there were more than 400 viewers on the live stream that I see. The live stream that was on Camps TV, I saw more than 400 persons on Camps TV live. And the broadcast was shared to several other groups and so on. So we make 600 people, 700 people, more than 1,000 persons perhaps, come and listen to all of this information, put all of this fire in their belly. And then they just gonna sit down like couch potato. Why we don't have a date planned for bringing to the center the issues that concern African Guyanese? Because that is what the discourse was, centering equality in an oil-rich Guyana. I think that was the topic. So everybody talk about how we can center it and the importance of centering it and so on and so forth. But we didn't leave with a plan to go in front of GCOM, to go in front of the office of the president, to go in front of the Western, what you call them, diplomats and so on, missions and so on. I'll call and let's talk with him. The lines are open. 6225923 is the number to call. Call and tell me, what do you think could have been done differently? Or what we need to do differently to really address this issue or bring our issues to the fore in a more forceful manner. Call your live, good morning. Call your live, good morning. Caller, you are live. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you and all my black brothers and sisters. This is Flash Garden. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can.
That is why I love your program. That's why Flash Garden is so addicted to your program. And you ask the right question. What next? Why you guys come and feed us and leave us to go and sleep? And don't tell us, remember tomorrow morning is work. We're going at Avenue A. We're going and protest right through Border Market. Shut the business down for today. Shut the business down for today. At Regent Street, let them businessmen see their wallet and get nothing for today. But what they will do, what Flash Garden do know, they will go up on all them program next week and said how it was success, how we went here and we talked this. London, who was there, just call Ari Nathan Saf. Now he had a chance to prove himself that he hard more than Abi Nathan. Why he not mentioned last night I will be holding a protest in Georgetown and inviting all of you who sitting here tomorrow morning to join me. We're going to protest for A, B, and C. Oh my goodness, that's all we do in Guyana. We only use our 2 senses out of our 5 senses where God bless us. Our tongue and our eyes. Let's flat God and move on. To the brother who always receive disrespecting Mr. Coffee, my brother, stop that. We are here not to bring down and destroy each other on this program. We are here to look, listen, learn, and then talk. To empower each other with our knowledge and what evidence we know about the wicked one to fight and bring them out. Mr. Amsterdam always said, caller, wrap up. Or Coffee, wrap up. Don't tell Mr. Amsterdam. It's twice I hearing you, but Mr. Coffee. Mr. Coffee got to explain whatever he bring into the public. And it costs a little bit more time for explain. Leave Mr. Coffee alone, man. Let me don't fight each other down. My message this morning is to all the teachers, nurses, and doctors. It is time for you guys to step outside and represent the time and sacrifice your parents take to send you guys to university and college, that you guys could become teachers and nurses and doctors. It is time for you guys to represent your dignity and identity. Don't wait for an opposition leader. Don't wait upon your own union while you pay due, because the union leaders, them sleeping in bed with Jack do them nighttime. Is you guys feeling the pressure. You guys' brains have to keep function, and you guys' brains, your body need nourishment, and you got to go outside there and protest. Shut the system down. That God encourage all of you this morning, teachers and nurses. He cannot shoot all of y'all and kill all of y'all. Let me put this into reference to a couple of days ago. The nurses them in one of the 50 states in America, is nurses come together and strike. Was no union leader called strike or some official or some government official. It's the nurse them come together and said enough is enough. It is time for the nurses them come together and say enough is enough. Y'all go outside there. The government need you guys. You guys don't need the government. And it's very sickness to see. I would call them the fat cat at the top for coalition and PPP Black. They're doing nothing to help out the nurses and the teachers them. The one Claire McDonald, she destroy a receipt. She bring down my black sister who was Minister of Education. When she go and protest, get teachers up and down and call that woman yard foul, and we go pluck you. Where was she today? Again, she got in front of one of our best minister, Mr. Nagamutu, candlelight parade in front his house, disturbing any family. Where was she today that sit in Parliament for the coalition? She give the coalition hell. Frat God just sit back and look at me and said, my God. And today, them give up coalition. Where was she for going to protest in front of Mark Phillip now and show the same power? But all of them asleep in the bed with Jack Dew night time. Teachers and nurses, Flat Garden saying, go outside and protest. You're better than that. Look what they did to them both that get burned down. You saw how quick they find money as the news. Because them could burn them boat down because they want big boat, new technology now in boat, bigger machine, bigger thing in boat. Because the market go open just now between the Caribbean and Guyana. So they're going to get for export more fish, more money, be more fish. And what we doing? Our brains destroying. We brains don't have no money for buy a pound of milk self for nourish our brains for teaching them. We teaching them children. We taking care of them children and money in hospital. And they must pay it for that. teachers and nurse, stop sit down home. Stop sit down. Don't wait on God. God gave 5 senses. 5 senses. Use all 5. Stop using 2. That is my thing for this weekend. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your call. It's 4 minutes to the 8 o'clock hour. Yes. Welcome to the Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam, the Buxtonian. Remember Friday, the 25th. Yes, Friday, 25th of August, we got Quick night at Club Twilight. Come down and let's keep the culture alive. Let's have a good night of Quick. We ain't got no brighter run away from this Quick. Okay, we ain't marrying anybody against their will. Good? Just come and get reconnected with the culture. Let's keep the culture alive. On the 25th of August, Club Twilight at Sideline Down, Buxton North. And those of you who enjoy the obstacle cook-up on the Buxton Line Top, July 31st, we're going to get some obstacle cook-up for you again. Right? So we got obstacle cook-up and other foods and drinks on sale. So come down from 9 o'clock. We intend to start it quick at 9, but you can come earlier. The gate should open by 6, 7 o'clock. Come down. Have knob, as we say, mix up, rub shoulders and thing, and let me get a good time having Quick Friday the 25th. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Now, the thing that Coffee, Flash Garden said, he was right, because many times when people call to give meaningful contributions, you would see hecklers writing and saying a lot of things. And if you want to give a true thing, you got to explain yourself. But I'm a long talker too, but I know when the time comes when I would have to stop. But when you get a meaningful knowledge in something, I think we should listen to it. And Coffee, along with Flash Garden, myself, and some others, do bring meaningful inputs to the program. We know we got to have a limit because other people must be able to give their comments also. Anyway, moving along. Now I was listening to a little incept with this Parliamentary, where I can't remember which one, I think it's Ganesh or Ferguson, brought to the floor the business with the fire at Majo. And when she tried to the body tried to table the motion, the speaker turned it down, openly said that there is no urgency for him to pass a bill or a paper regarding the fire and Majo. There is where I want the Amerindians to look and to see what part of the PPP installed regime they fit into. Because if 19 young lives were being lost in such a tragic fire, and the people in the party could say that there is no urgency in looking after the needs and to get a full knowledge of what went on, that tells those people where they are being placed in the regime. I don't want to go back to history, but when President Granger became president, he spent most of his time in office to try to raise the lives of Amerindians. Forgetting, he didn't remember, this is history, that many of those Amerindian foreparents were given bounty and money to recapture us when we ran away from the slavery and the plantation and return us back to Massa to endure harsh punishment that we were being given. But we didn't look at that. Look, when it had this child, this rape, we were there. But I want them to look to study. Imagine, Barnum decided to name Atkinson Airstrip, Atkinson Airstrip or Airport. He renamed it as Tim Mary Airport. And what did the PPP do? They removed Tim Mary and named it Jagon Airport. Now, if that was a name that told us about our people, the Amerindians in Guyana, and they take it away. And, you know, when you go to top, all those things people must sit and look at. And when you sit and you look at how you're being marginalized, forgotten, kicked to the curb, you should know what you must do with your life. Imagine they got fire in the States and the president called it a national disaster. And I'm quite certain for those who have lost their lives, he's not going to give them the equivalent of $5 million to one of those person's lives. He has already got people on the ground to assess the damages. He said those who lost homes, this will be given them money. But they got to fix a cost. Try to fix a cost for those who have lost loved ones. Guyana copies everything from the outer world. But things like that, Barrett and the team will never copy. They will just push it on the people. And when they see Guyana is a place with money. Now I talking on the pipe. Remember now, the handlers of the Instar regime, most of them, they came from India. And they came from Calcutta, where most Indians still in parts of India, cholera is still it's still an ordinary disease to them. Because you know why? They do everything in the Ganges River, and this everything they paid everything they do there. Well, now they try to plunge us back as though we must live in the Ganges with the water supply. I could remember when the Fisher Bishop told Georgetown people that they do couple roads. Well, we got a set of roads. We got pitch roads leading just to rice beds now, further up like in Waller's Delight and Harlem, Mary, and so. You got a road, and when you look at the end, there's a rice bed, pitch, coming out from the highway. Anyway, he told them that if they were to vote for PPP, let the town become PPP, you know, trying to bring them together, they will have proper roads and proper thing. Well, I believe what they have succeeded. For us in the urban areas, they have taken away our water supply because we voted for PNC, and that is what is going on. But I want them to know, happy living a long life. So let it enjoy it while it's hot. Because they're going to come when the fire going to get cold, and all we going to walking in the ashes. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your call, Rondo. Let me tell you something. You know, I just try not to address certain issues because I don't want to mash people too. Then the Champagne Collison, what happened? Why you say Kedaki? Tell me, talk to me. I don't want you just call me name, sweetheart. When you call me name, I just get excited. I just want to know what is next. Right? So, tell me what's next. What's going on then is Champagne Collison. This Kadaki. What's going on? Tell me, I'm listening. I want to tell you all this. I don't agree with, and I often say to you, don't call the program and try to pull along each other. Don't try to be disrespectful to each other. We need each other. Every call to this program is important. Every call to this program is important. But like some people say, and I said it before, and I'm going to say it again, sometimes we have to be tactical. There's something that is called attention span. And if you cannot keep your message within the attention span of your audience, then you're going to lose them. If the attention span of this generation is 50 minutes, talk for 10. As they say, stop while you are ahead. We all think I can't come here every morning and talk for the next hour or two. But there's a reason why I talk, and then I allow you to talk. And while you're talking, I also talk sometimes. The callers don't necessarily have that privilege because I simply say don't double dip. Don't double dip. Right? But sometimes the messenger, the approach, the tactic of the messenger loses or causes the messenger to lose the audience. And so I have said personally to Coffee, I've said it on the program, Coffee, you're very important. You bring pertinent information. You bring so much. You have so much knowledge to share with us. But if you don't package it right, you got no précis. How many of you did précis writing or precise writing at school? You got to know to précis. You got to know to take summary writing. Take everything that you have, wrap it up in a nutshell, and deliver it. Otherwise, you're going to have this kind of pushback, this kind of quote-unquote disrespect, according to some people, happening. People say, you always with some long talk when you're done. Other people want a chance. You know, everybody believes that what he or she has to say is more important than what the other person saying. Rysdale Ford said last night at the symposium, I sat down here for the last hour, one way when Dr. Engson called me. It's human nature. And so my advice, my general advice is to everybody who calls this program. Think about the message you want to deliver. And make it snappy. Any of you can tell me of any other program where you get to call and talk for 50 minutes? I don't know of any unless you're a presenter. Dennis said I should go figure. Dennis, I can't figure what I don't know about you. Right? Dennis said that was her tact. Right? So, we got to get Jackie Jacket. I encourage Coffee, I encourage Rhonda, I encourage everybody, I encourage Flash Gordon, everybody that calls the program. Think about what you want to say. Make it snappy, and it's going to be more impactful. Right? I'm being very honest with you. But I'm repeating, you don't have to attack somebody if you believe that they're on too long. I will make that determination. I'm the host of the program. And I think I am considerate. And so there are times when I will say, well, all right, I left it up to your conscience, but you ain't thinking I'm going to stop you this morning. Right? There's some people who don't like that. But the reality is, I have to manage the timing, right? The lines remain open. 622-5933 is the number to call. 622-5933 is the number to call. Let's call and talk the thing. But while we're talking the thing, let's consider this. Over 600 persons heard the messages last evening. What are you prepared to do with that message? I tell you, are they planning to come back on the road for protest? What are you prepared to do with that message? Tuesday is the accepted day for protest in front of GCOM because why? That is when the commission meets. I say I don't want to go and protest in front of the commission and Claudette singing that you hear us calling her name and talking about what a scamp and vagabond she is. Right? How disgraceful her behavior is at GCOM. How she has fallen from grace because she has become a footstool of the PPP. You want her to hear that, so you plan protests to Tuesdays in front of GCOM. A whole lot of you were there last evening and on the live because you heard of it being promoted on this very platform. So come join us. Let's go to GCOM on the 29th of August. We're going to get Kwekwe on the 25th. Friday the 25th, and then Tuesday the 29th, we're going to go in front of GCOM. Who agrees with me? Talk to me. I like call to action. I love a good call to action. I ain't going on no public stage and make no comment in front of 600 people and then just walk off and say thank you for listening. No, you got to commit to something. Who is committing to a protest in front of GCOM on the 29th of August? And I'm very serious. You see, so somebody asked me the question, Mr. Sampson, why you never on the podium at these events? Maybe it's by the will of the Creator. Maybe it's by the will of the Creator. I take pride and I'm very, very proud and I'm very, very happy for what I do behind the scenes. You could hear the people who were there at the prayer last night could hear clearly from corner to corner. And you on the live could see and hear the happenings as if you were right there. Right? I take credit for that. I'm happy that I can do that and I can do it efficiently. Maybe putting me on the podium is not going to get the same impact, but maybe it's going to get a call to action. Right? So I'm making the call to action now after the fact. Let's go in front of GCOM on the 29th, Tuesday 29th. Tuesday 29th of August. Let's close out August with a bang. It's our month of emancipation. Let's give the ancestors something to cheer about from the great beyond. Tuesday 29th. What you want to hear from me, Sherilyn Williams? You hearing from me right now? This is my platform. Nobody can tell me when I could talk. I just being malicious. Sometimes I get like that, right? So yes, let's do it on the 29th in front of GCOM. Join me. And I'm making this commitment to you. First and foremost, we will try not for anybody to get arrested. But secondly, if anybody is arrested, we will take care of you. You can get bail and all of that. I'm going to, as I talk right now, I'm going to start to call up the lawyers and ask them to be on standby. And it brings into question this discussion about the defense fund. And so all of you who are willing to contribute to the defense fund, put something aside. Because we might call on you on the 29th, or the 28th, or the 30th to assist with the defense of anybody who gets arrested. Give me a thumbs up if you agree that we should go there in large numbers on the 29th and protest in front of GCOM calling for biometrics and a clean voters list. And give me 2 thumbs if you're putting aside something to help to defend those who are out there protesting on the 29th. Transportation and so on, we're going to try and handle that from this end. Talk to me. The lines we made open 622-5933. Let's 622-5933 is the number to call. What is not enough, Sherilyn Williams? I want to know that. We're having a conversation this morning. It's Free Talk Friday, so feel free to talk. Sherilyn, what is not enough? Nathan Fraser, the audio was bad last night. How many of you agree that the audio was bad last night? How many of you agree that the audio was bad last night? Because I was on the listening end too, you know. And while some of us want perfection, perfection is not cheap. And right now we're operating at cheaper. This is like pirate radio we're doing, you know. This is not a big international studio, let me remind you. So we do the best that we can do. Right? And I want us to have that conversation if it's important to you. the quality of the audio last night and the quality of the audio usually when we broadcast. I try to get the best quality, but given the equipment I have, I can only do so much and no more. Right? So, remind yourself that I am striving, we are striving. We want to have CNN quality. We want to have BBC quality. We want to have Al Jazeera quality. We want to be better than NCN and TVG. We want to do better. But we have to take baby steps, right? Were you able to hear the message last night? Might have taken a little bit more effort. You couldn't just tune in and rock back. You had to pay rapt attention. But were you able to get a message? Were you able to partake in the event last night? How many persons, because it's a survey now, how many persons experienced bad audio? How bad was it? Here we are. Cherilyn said it was loud and clear. Curtis said it was loud and clear. So Nathan Fraser, is it that you had to check your device? You had it too low or you had it too high? You had on too much bass or too much treble? Too much mids? Those are things we have to ask. Right? That is why these conversations are important. Let's have them. It's Free Talk Friday. I think I got some voice notes. Let me see if they're going to play. Got some people who don't like me to call a name. But I can tell you that there are some people who are on this program every living day, who provide encouragement and support in the background. If not for some of them, you won't even hear anything or see voice notes.
Good morning, Kadaki and Dr. Hines and listeners. It's only a revolt to take Guyana out of the situation we're in. And the revolt got to start in the Parliament. 32 against 33. That's the legislative branch. The Speaker must got to suspend all 32. It must start right inside there and then come outside. That's the only way things can happen. Otherwise, though, it's going to be talk, and nothing can take place. Nothing can take place. Going to a vote, and they don't change the list and get rid of Clarice Singh. Happening a win back is waste of time. We see it with the petitions. We see it all the time. It's dictatorship. The only way they could come out of that is having a revolt, and it must start in the Parliament.
I agree that there must be a revolt in the Parliament. But I also know, I'm being pessimistic. I tell you, optimism is a good thing. But sometimes you gotta deal with reality. I see no parliamentarian who's going to revolt. You make a joke and a man getting gold bracelet for anniversary. They didn't ask it, the speaker just decided that, hey, I'm going to spend millions of the parliamentary budget with my jewel friend, and I'm going to give out tokens, golden tokens, pieces of gold and gold jewelry to every parliamentarian because it's the anniversary. You think they might want to lose out on that because they get suspended or they get disqualified from being in the National Assembly? They're going to vote for what? You think they might really got your interest at heart that they're going to give up the access to the corridors of power by revolting? We have to revolt. The people have to revolt. Good? So this survey is saying that, listen, the audio was good enough or it was loud and clear. Was it exceptionally good? I doubt better. You want it exceptionally good? They got things that we might got to do or can do about it. But they take resources. If anybody knows the research and can do the research, go ahead. Let's get it done. And the other thing I know, in fact, last night after I asked the question if the audio was good, And I got a response saying, yes, Mr. Amsterdam, or yes, Kidaki. Tandika, good morning. Tandika Watson. I always admire the girl, you know. How you doing, girl? It was Tandika and what? They're two sisters. Is it Tandika and Tinika or something? I remember them, you know, the Watson sisters. Beautiful African queens. Yes, we were at GTI together, I think. Yes. Anyways, we're talking about the audio. After I asked that question, when I looked at the device, there was actually a microphone indicating the quality of the audio there, you know. And the meters were reading good. So I was happy for that. I said, I didn't even realize that this is a feature in this thing. Nothing like when you get an upgraded device to work with. Right, so I recognize from that too that the audio must have been fairly okay. But I can continue to work on improving it. I don't know what it will take. But I know currently I do not have the capacity to connect an external microphone to the device. I will have to do the research as to how I can do that. Good? But we are talking. You believe that, brother? Got time to revolt in Parliament? Remember when, how many of them got... I know Sherrod got suspended for about 3 or 6 sittings or something. It's every day Sherrod the balling, you know, because he didn't get him pay. And at Ferguson, Tabitha Sarbo, who else? Christopher Jones, I think. Yeah, they were suspended from Parliament over the Mace matter. And a lot of them, the matter went to court too and they lost, right? Good? So, these are things that you have to consider. They're good recommendations. Somebody sent me a video yesterday in the South African Parliament, I think, or was it Nigerian Parliament, where a parliamentary member was criticizing the government on the budget and criticizing the Speaker and the members of the National Assembly for accepting increase in their emoluments while the people were eating mud, quite frankly. I bet you, in this country, every increase of parliamentarian gets his reason for celebration. You remember in Jack Dio, they say the PPP parliamentarians will not accept the increase that came for the parliamentarians in the Gwejo government had just gotten into office. The so-called 50% increase. I know it's not 50, but I'm saying the so-called 50% increase. You remember Jack Dio, they said they ain't going to take the money? Ask them if they ever return that money to Parliament or to the coffers of the state. They did not. Trevor Michelle says that it was bad last night. Well, you know. Dennis Graham, I would love to have my own TV station. I wonder how we're getting the license. The coalition was in government and they didn't license one African Guyanese owned television station or radio. You think the PPP can do it? Knowing especially Mr. Kidaki Amsterdam had TV license? You think so? You think the PPP will do it? I doubt you know. But this is our television station. We will we will get there. Marcella Douglas or in Cork. Why you want me to call you double names? Huh? Why you want to prove that you didn't run away from the wedding? The lines remain open. I got a voice note to play. Let me play. It's Free Talk Friday, you know. You see when you ask your talk, you only want to talk. Alright. They want to play it again, so let's go. Lift up your hand and hold it up high. We know that we will rise.
I'm getting older, still we striving for better. And we not gonna stop till the battle is won and we get justice.
It's one there. How do people think stop?
Cause if you lose your stand, anyone will try to push you over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Don't be discouraged by the pitfalls and their worries. They enjoy for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. And if you lose your soul, there's nothing to gain. It will be over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. The color of my skin. Now go cheat because me want to win. Now see the corners, they don't know the king. Now see blessing and don't know blessing. Cause if you lose your stand, there comes someone to push you over and over. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize. Lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we'll win the prize.
Yeah, lift up your head and hold it up high. We know that we will win the prize. We have won and we will continue to win. Let me tell you something. Yes, it's Everton Blender. You know, I listened to that song and the person sent it to me to be replayed and so on. And I'm saying in my mind, you know, Mr. Amsterdam, you've made some of your viewers reggae lovers. A lot of them didn't know half of these reggae tunes until I started playing them. Big up yourself, Desiree Simmons. Good morning. How are you? You've been quite quiet. I haven't heard from you a long time. Desiree Simmons, how you doing, girl? Lady D, good morning. I hope you're keeping fine. How them grandchildren, they all right? Gotta bring them together, you know. Let me walk in this mud a little bit. I see a man asking me a question. Oh, by the way, I should tell you, Rhonda, because you repeated it this morning again, or I think I heard it on the replay. Mr. John yourself will tell you he didn't drink no water from nobody when he was arrested, right? So stop it. Yeah. Sir, you're asking me a question here. I don't even know that there's a magic commission yet. Honestly, I didn't even know that one was established. Ali surprised me, man. I wasn't looking forward to it, but like, they must find the right set of people to pay. It gotta be to find the right set of people to pay. So they set up a commission. Just as how they find Douglas to bring it together and offer you better quality of life to set up a pad. Y'all know what people do with pads, right?
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam and viewers. I think we would have to take a protest to Gaiwo. They're no longer at Melanie. They are the corner before you step into Aslington, just off the end of Edmore going into Aslington at a mall. There is where they're located, and I think we need to go and have a protest, or people need to come out and have a protest there, because it's getting from bad to worse. When you can tell a senior citizen to keep coming and people going and report it all the time and bringing it to their attention, carrying photos, carrying pictures for them to see what's going on. This senior citizen living all by herself. And the same thing they're saying that, neighbor mustn't give neighbor water. It's against the law. So now where this woman must get water from? The pension that they give to her, buy water to do all the things that she need to do, and plus to eat and drink. It is really hard. It is really, really hard. And nobody's trying to do anything. Nobody's trying to do anything because you keep running there and it's the same thing. Why a person must apply for water and have to wait 21 days before you can get the service and you already collect my money?
Egerton, they were telling me send me some kind of flyer for the 1st of September. I ain't see no flyer. I want to you, Egerton. What do you think? Anything free on this program? Push you over and over. Morning, neighbor, morning. Are you welcome to the program? Good morning. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. It is now 7 hours 27 on the 14th day of August in the year 2023. I am your host, the Bostonian, Kidaki Amsterdam. Welcome to the program. How have you been? How you passed your weekend? To me, this weekend was kind of long, and somewhere in my mind, I'm saying that it was too short. How was this weekend? How it went? How you do? You know, you made some money? Hope you made some money. Were you able to rest and recuperate? I hope you did that too. I also hope you attended Coffee 250's 10th annual forum, the State of African Guyanese. Yesterday's symposium was titled The State of African Guyanese in the One-Sided, quote-unquote, One Guyana. I think they were good discussions there. I hope you were able to partake. I hope you had the opportunity to sup at the table. Knowledge, reasoning, of understanding, it's, and so on and so forth. But we are at another day. We're Monday. We are the day after the conference was held. And so we have to continue to talk about the things that were discussed at the conference and beyond. Good? And that wow. What happened there? Interesting. They just give me a royal punch off the internet. So we're going to start over, right? Let's start over. I'll be back on in 5 minutes or so. I ain't going to take this nonsense this morning. This morning ain't going to go down easy. I ain't going to take it. Let's start over. Y'all bear strain. When we start and show you share the live wide and far.